Janice pop on. I wanted to first say that welcome to all of the new members that we got, and I know that there's a lot of questions that go along with that, so I hope that you guys join in here and talk to me and let me know what you guys want to see, because like I said in the comments above the video, your your comments and input is very important to all of us, and that's what keeps the group great and keeps our group growing. Hi Melissa, hi Melinda. The tea cow that we have going on, hopefully everybody is doing okay with that. I know a bunch of people just got yarn in and are just starting, and like I said, this will be up for a long time, so don't hesitate to start and say, oh, this is going to be gone in so many weeks, because we don't do that here. This will be up for over a year. Hi Shannon. What else do we have going on? For the tea cow, we are about halfway there, so I'm excited to see everybody's colors and everybody's borders coming together, and I'm so excited about all of that, because like I said, this will be up for a long time, so you guys can change it up or get new yarn or do whatever you want with it. Hi Angela. So as far as the tea cow, we are just about approaching the 100 row this week. So like I said, we're about halfway done, but if you didn't get your yarn or you're just getting it in, there's plenty of time for things to still happen, so don't panic. I hope everybody is enjoying the border. Erica says, hey y'all. Hey Erica. I hope everybody is enjoying the border video. I do like this border. I think that this is nice. I know a bunch of people are saying that their project is coming out a little bit wonky. The reason this is happening is because the knit stitch is a pinch shorter than the Tunisian simple stitch and the Tunisian slanted stitch that we're using. When you get to the other side and you add your other border, it's going to straighten it out much more, and we're going to go through the video and we're going to block this. There will be a blocking video. Hey Robin. Hey Linda. So we will be doing a blocking video that shows you exactly how to block this so that you don't have any problems with it. Let me see. The yarn that we're working with, this yarn bee, is a low pill acrylic. So that is one of the reasons why I chose this yarn to do this pattern, because the low pill is so much better than other yarns. Like when I first started crocheting, I really liked Caron Simply Soft, but the more that if you do a Graphghan or something in Caron Simply Soft, it has to be hand washed, and you kind of have to take a more delicate angle with it because it gets a little fuzzy over time. It doesn't pill, but it gets fuzzy. So that's why my Caron Simply Soft has made it to the back of behind the cakes. It's hidden there. Linda said, I was asked by a nurse friend of mine who asked me to make her a blanket using the border stitch. She fell in love with it. Once you figure out what yarn you're using, Linda, let me know and I will help you figure out and what size. What about Bernat Baby yarn? Bernat Baby yarn is better, at least in my opinion. The silky yarns seem to get a little fuzzy, so yeah, and Simply Soft gets fuzzy when it's frog too. Yeah, I noticed that because I mixed in the beginning, I didn't know, and I mixed Simply Soft with another yarn, and I noticed how much thinner it is. Even though it's a 4-weight, it's much thinner than a lot of the other worsted weights, and the silky texture makes it get fuzzy. Sorry guys, I got cotton mouth tonight. My allergy pills are making me very dried out. That's the yarn I'm using for the baby blanket. Yeah, you're going to get with me for the sizing and what size she wants, if she wants crib size or just a 40 by 40, and I'll help you with that, Linda. So, does anybody have any questions about the cowl or anything that we're doing? Any of the new members have questions about hooks or any of the stuff that's going on? I did get a new piece of machinery in for filming, and it is not working the way that I had hoped. So I am hoping to get some more information on another one so that I can get the other border video filmed. I know it's been a while, but with machinery and funds, I've had to put it off for a little bit. Hi, Rita. Let's see, what else is going on? It's kind of hard with machinery or filming equipment because you have to see like what's down in your lap, and some of the stuff like GoPros and stuff like that you can film, but then you can't see where exactly you're putting things. So I'm going to see what I can figure out and get it done. Erica said, oh no, we will figure it out in July. Hopefully, yes, I do hope to have it done by then. I apologize that it's taking so long. Somebody was asking about books, and usually we recommend the Tunisian crochet set that we have. There's a 3 set of these books, and these are absolutely fantastic. Hi Rita, it's nice to hear from you. They have 101 Easy Tunisian Stitches. This is a good book. This is an Annie's Attic book. The only thing is, a lot of the stitches in here are numbered. They are not, it doesn't say what the pattern is. It'll say like number 22. So, unfortunately, that's the downside to it, but there's 101 stitches in there, and they're fantastic. I've been looking at it all day because I was looking for something interesting for Rhea's yarn to work in the shawl, and so I'm kind of excited about something that Erica and I have put together. I will be working up a swatch, hopefully the beginning of May, and we will be announcing the winner for the Name the Shawl. And what else do we have going on? And there's going to be a poll going up for what you guys want to see in the group as the next cowl after the triangle shawl. Excuse me, my brain's going numb. So there's also going to be a poll for the triangle shawl, and I will do the math for both of these so that you know which yarn you want to use. But I want to do a poll in here to find out if everybody's going to be using a super thin yarn like Rhea's, or if you guys are interested and you are going to use a Sheepish Whirl or Hobbies. They're Cotton Kings. They're, oh, what is this? They're Twirls Deluxe. It's plied. It's about the same thickness as the DK, a little bit lighter maybe. And this one calls for a 4mm hook. So we will be using a yard or longer or bigger hook with that. But I wanted to know if people were interested in using that. I know the Sheepish is kind of expensive, and this is cheaper, and so I want to get a feel for what you guys want to use for your yarn for this. If you wanted to go with another DK, that's fine too. I was thinking the cake yarn with the color changing is going to be nice because the pattern that we're going to be doing is going to have a drop down effect, so your colors will drop down. So if you have color changing yarn, it's going to show differently instead of doing it all in one color. Hi Bonnie. Lisa said I would like to try that yarn. Yeah, so the Cotton Kings, this is they make two kinds. One is really, really thin, and this one is the Twirls Deluxe. It is plied. Their other Cotton King, I think it's a twister, is not plied. But they have several different colors of this. There's gray and pink and, oh my gosh, there's so many of them. There's a ton of different colors. There's teals with purples and there's a black that goes into a white and then kind of a bright pink. There's one that's kind of like a peacock color on the outside and pink in the center. They have a ton of them. So I want to know what you guys want to use, because that way when I work a swatch up, I can tell you how much yarn we're going to need. Yes, and Rainbow Rhapsody, Hobby Lobby has that. So that's what I want to do, is I want to figure out what kind of yarn you guys want to use so I can figure out about how much yarn you're going to need for this. Sherry said, howdy, Steelers lady. Are these the yarns that are 4 strands not wound together? Actually, the way that I'm designing this shawl, I am designing it in the Ria's yarn, which is that, and it is not plied together. And Hobby does have, and it's Hobbii, Hobby does have yarns that are not plied together. They have a Cotton King that's thin, and that is going to work. But I also wanted to know, for those that do not like the yarns that are not plied together, this is plied. This is plied together, and it's kind of like almost like a DK weight thickness. So if you're comfortable working with that, that's kind of what I'm gonna go that way as well. Because the thing about this is we're working the shawl from the bottom of the V up. So that is going to be a big determining factor of what size you want and how many rows you're going to have to do. Because, you know, not everybody is 5'4", not everybody's 5'10". So I think that's going to be the best way to accomplish this. And the thing about a lot of the cake yarns is they're wound the same way. So if you were to buy this one, and this is color 13, if you were to buy this cake and you decided you wanted to start the bottom of your shawl with a little pull tab that starts this in the orange, then you could work and then end in your blue, and then you could start with the blue and work backwards, or you could start with the orange over again and it would give you a repeat. So like I said, once I get it swatched and get, because I'm still doing the pattern, so I haven't gotten that far yet. Linda said, how many twirls would you need for that? I don't know yet. I'm just messing around with the swatch now. And the increases and what we're going to use. So it's going to, I mean, most shawls use around 2,000 to 3,000 meters, depending on how tight the stitch is and everything else. So that's going to be a big factor in it as well. So it just depends on that. Like I said, once I get the gauge swatch done with the stitch that we're going to be using and figure out widths and how high, then that's where I'll go from there. I know a bunch of people are interested in doing one with the cake yarns. Sherry said, I've already got my melody. That is a gradient, not wound together. Hope to use it if it'll work. Most of those yarns will work. As a matter of fact, hold on. This is not plied. This is another one of Hobby's yarns, and this is the Cotton King. These are not plied together. It does have the pull string to start it, and these call for a 3.5 to 4 millimeter hook. This is considered a too fine, and this one I know has to be closer to a DK if it even has it on there. Yeah, this is calling for a 4 millimeter hook, and it doesn't say on here what this is actually considered for the yarn weight, but this is closer. This is almost closer to a DK, where this is considered fine. And this has 4 strands. This has 800 meters. This one has 1,000 meters. So your shawl will get bigger faster with this one. And the color changes are nice, and they're going to show off. So what you want is a cake yarn. You can do this one color. But with the pattern that we're doing, that is one of the things that you need to decide when you pick a pattern or you design a pattern. Do you want the yarn to show off what the stitches are, or is this one of the ones that you want the colors to pop? Where this is one of the ones where this cake yarn is going to make this pattern pop. Kind of think of like Jacob's Ladder. When you braid it, if you use different color yarns, you're kind of getting different colors because of the color variations. And that's kind of the same thing we're going to be doing, but this is going to be Tunisian. Hi, Lisa. Yeah, so Sherry, that that'll work. It just depends on how much you have. And I am still playing around with the gauge swatch for this. This, the Cotton King twirls. The twirls are nice. They are not plied. The Twirls Deluxe are plied. So this one has the strands. And this one has the plied. So it depends on what you guys want to work with. And like I said, your sizing will be different, and the amount of rows is going to be a little bit different depending on what yarn you choose. But a cake yarn would be perfect for this. So there will be a poll put up probably tomorrow morning. I'll put it up to see what you guys want to use, because some of the Hobby Lobbies are opening back up and they have the yarn that's a cake. This would work great. The other yarn, the Twirls Deluxe, would work. Rhea's yarn's going to work. I just have to decide what color I want to do. So, hopefully everybody's got a chance to do the swatch that's been pinned at the top of the group. I'm going to leave that there for probably another 8 weeks, 9 weeks, until we get to almost the finish of the rectangle shawl that we're working on, which is this one. And like I said, a few of you have messaged or gotten upset or thought you needed to frog it because your edges aren't as flat and your bottom's not as flat. We will be blocking this. The Tunisian knit stitch is a little bit shorter. So that is what is causing your project to be taller on the sides and a little bit narrower in the middle, which is why I told you guys when you do the knit stitch you might want to pull up a little bit if you are a yanker, but this will block out fine. So as long as your tension has been pretty even through this whole project, then you will be fine. Do not worry, do not panic and say, oh gosh, this isn't coming out. This is kind of like when people do granny squares and they put them all together, or they do squares and then they look at them and they go, these aren't even the same size. How am I going to join this together? And that's why blocking them would be so much better, because when you've blocked all of your squares, if they have the same number of stitches, they usually fit unless you changed hook size. We're not changing hook size here, and we're doing this all in one piece. So do not panic. Erica said there are many options, even red hearts. It's a wrap. Yeah, that would be good to use too. Angela said, oh, because I totally need more yarn. Everybody always needs more yarn, Angela. What kind of comment is that? Sherry said, got too much. Didn't understand what I was buying when I bought it. I thought it was wound. I'll have to mesh probably 2 different cakes together. But I've got 3 of each, so 6 total, around 800 yards. Oh my. Plus each cake. I think you'll be good. You haven't seen my totes. Lots of totes. Yeah, I have, this room is little. It's an 8x10 bedroom with a little teeny weeny closet in it that goes into the 8x10. So this room is little, and I find it clutters up very easily because it's so small and because we acquire more craft stuff. So, Leslie said, I wasn't too panicked, just using every opportunity to learn. Thank you for your help and assurance. You're welcome. This is what this is group for, to help everybody learn and to keep everybody interested. And that's what I said too. You guys, anytime you have a comment or an interest, or hey, I would like to see this in here, don't hesitate to ask. You know, and that's the thing, is a lot of the members don't join us for the lives because they're in a different time zone, or they don't know that we go live. So when they see you guys post this stuff in the group, then they're like, oh, you know, this isn't as bad or as scary as I thought it was. You know, our group's growing really quickly. In June, we will officially be the Tunisian Crochet Graphghan Boutique for 3 years, but the group it had another name before this, but we will be 5 years. This group has been a Tunisian group since the beginning. Melinda says exactly, you can never have too much yarn. Terry said, good morning. Melinda said, Angela, I offer myself as a tribute to take a tote off of your hands. So yes, everybody's T-Cals is looking fantastic. If you haven't started yet, don't panic. This will be up for a while longer. It will be up in the group for a year. There will be a few polls going up, so I would appreciate if you guys see them. If you could pop on, they will be bumped from time to time, because we have a few things going on in the background. I have a few ideas floating around, but I want to see what members think of it. So there's going to be a few polls in the next couple weeks. Erica said videos on the PC are now under media heading and then albums. Facebook did an update, so if you're on a computer, it changed the way that the page even looks. It looks more closer to what a phone looks, so of course Facebook updated and changed everything. So for those of you that are looking for the videos on the PC, they're under media heading and then albums. So I hope that helps everybody find everything. We do have right-handed, left-handed, and closed caption videos here. Anything that's been filmed and put into our events, once the event's closed, or sometimes even before that, we take the videos and we move them back into the group, so that way you can find them in the cow, and then you can find them in the group, because some of these cows, you can only date them out a year now. Linda said, I am back to work. Breaks go by so fast. Loving all the ideas and coming things to take care all. Thank you for joining us, Linda. Let's see. For the Love of Amy shawl, released the 4th part. So I've been working on that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to finish it as much as I wanted to, because with the colors that I have, I don't have beads that match, so I'm going to wait to finish mine. But this color upside down reminds me of the sunset, so I am super excited to get this one done. And the companion shawl that Rhea is designing, that's not been released yet, will be released here shortly. That one I am donating. It's going up for an auction for Toys for Tots for this winter. But that one is coming along nicely as well. So I have been super busy behind the scenes, and in the meantime I'm working up this pattern that we're playing around with for the triangle shawl. So people are asking if you're going to need anything special for the triangle shawl. No, you're not. As long as you have stitch markers, you're going to need a couple of those. And when it gets closer to me releasing the pattern in here, I will let you know how many you're going to need. But as long as you have a package of stitch markers and a cabled Tunisian hook, you should be fine. With a rectangle shawl, I know a lot of people have not invested in the cabled hooks yet, and so they're using the fixed hooks, which is fine, because this is only like 28 inches deep, and with the DK weight it does fit on the 14-inch hooks. I don't recommend cramming it on a 10-inch hook. I don't like cramming stitches on. I know that years ago there weren't interchangeable hooks and things, so that people did do that, but I don't recommend doing that, because it's not good on your shoulders, it's not good on your wrists, and that's why they took down a lot of those, is because you can't make something homemade in like hooks or soap or whatever and claim medical things like, oh, it'll help with pain in your wrist, or it'll help with fibromyalgia. You can't do that. So a bunch of people that did make hooks that were longer and one piece got shut down. So now we have the invention of the cabled hooks, which is fantastic. There are several sets out there that you can get that have different cables with them. So take advantage of that. The Knitter's Pride Tunisian Dream set is my favorite, because it comes with the different lengths of cables, so that you can work on something small or you can work on something large like a Graphghan. They are tapered. If you like inline, you'll probably like the Denise set, but the Denise set comes with short hook or cables, so you have to order their longer cable package separately, which is why, another reason why I like the Knitter's Pride so much, is because it's kind of a one-stop shop. You get everything you need there without having to order extra. But if you don't like tapered and you like inline, the Denise, or the, I think it's called Love the Crochet, is a good set. Melinda said she just finished hers except for the bead row. Yeah, I've got to wait for my bead row because I really want to put the beads on it before I block it. And I want to have that weight at the bottom because Rhea's yarn is so light. And I think that it's going to make it stand up and pop more. Hi, Debbie. She said, sorry I'm late. You're never late. This is always up for replay. You can join us whenever you can get in here. As far as everybody's decals, I'm enjoying seeing and everything come to life. If you guys have any questions or you're struggling, please don't hesitate to ask. In the cows, it is the way that Facebook has things set up. Tagging people isn't exactly, you can tag their name, but it doesn't come up bold and make a Facebook notification. So if you guys get lost, do not hesitate to come into the group and tag me and say, hey, I'm having a problem with this part of the decal, because then I will get a notification, or Erica, or Angela, we will all get a notification, and that way we can help you quicker, because unfortunately, like I said, when you tag somebody in a decal, it's not exactly coming up and giving you a notification. That's just the way that they are. I don't know why. It's a pain in the butt. Hi, Sharon. What else is going on? Someone did start the decal and added a border on the inside with a different color, and it is coming out absolutely fantastic. I did want to do something a little more advanced like that, but since we were learning so many new stitches, we were learning the slanted stitch, and hi, Mary Bailey. Since we were learning the slanted stitch and the knit stitch and combining that, and the knit stitch is already shorter, I didn't want to throw color changes and everything else at you. So I figured this would be great for beginners. And this pattern pops better with a solid color. Unlike what we're going to be doing in the triangle shawl, when we do that, you are going to need color changing yarn, because it's really going to make what we're doing pop, because we're doing something a little different than just, you know, mixing stitches. This is going to be a little different. So, does anybody have any questions so far? Is anybody lost? Is anybody beginner that's here that's like, I have no idea what in the world is going on here, I don't know where to start? Anything like that, please don't hesitate to pop in and say something. There is so much going on in the crochet world just because everything's kind of, more people have more time to do more crafts right now. So I'm seeing a lot of stuff going on that's super exciting right now. So that's a positive thing. And as I was saying, this Tunisian 101 Easy Tunisian Stitches is a great book. It's going to teach you a lot of stitches. The thing about it is there's no names. They're numbers. So, that is one thing that you kind of have to go by, is the numbers. Is the cow a simple stitch? All of the decals that we are working on, we do have one that's a simple stitch, that is the corner to corner entrelac. The rectangle shawl is not. It is a mix of the simple stitch, the Tunisian slanted stitch, and the Tunisian knit stitch. There are videos for each one of the stitches, and there is a practice piece at the top of the group, one of the first posts in the comments. It gives you all the information so that you can make a small 32 stitch wide practice piece in whatever yarn you want to, and that will help you learn the stitches if you're interested in doing the rectangle shawl. Again, this is the rectangle shawl, and this is the beautiful border. That we're working with, and in the center is the knit stitches. I think it's beginner friendly in the sense that if you are familiar with a Tunisian simple stitch, you're familiar with the foundation row of doing it, and you're familiar with casting off, and you have worked out to be able to do a Tunisian simple stitch little piece, and you're not losing stitches, I think that you'll be good to go, because these stitches that we're doing, especially if you do the sample piece, it's going to have you completely prepared for the rectangle shawl. The one that we will be doing that is the triangle shawl is going to have a few new stitches in it. We will have video tutorials for this one as well. It will be broken down so that it is super easy for you guys to do. There will be a small piece that I will let you guys work on that will be released about a week or two. That'll give you guys a chance to work it up and get familiar with the stitches and what we're going to do. It's not going to be triangle. It's going to be just a square piece that you can work up that's going to have the stitches in it. The only stitch that won't be included in the practice piece for the triangle shawl will be the increases, and we will have a video tutorial on that. So when you start yours, that's the only thing you're really going to have to just pay attention to, and that's why I said we're going to need stitch markers, because if you put a stitch marker in where we're increasing, then it's going to be super easy after you get the hang of it. You're not going to need them after for the first few rows. It's kind of like our border. Once we got done and I just put the stitch markers in where my border started and ended, then after a few rows you guys have got it. You're not really going to need the stitch markers. So that's why I said, we're going to need stitch markers, our hooks. We'll do a thing asking what kind of yarn you guys want to use and what the weight of it is. Like I said, the Cotton Kings twirls, they are not plied. These are a number 2. They're thin. The Twirls Deluxe is more like the Sheepish Whirl, and I will be doing a swatch in that one as well so that you guys can figure out how much yarn you need depending on your height. And they have Rhea's little favorites. I will be doing my piece in that. I just have to decide of the many colors I have which one I want to do it in. So, does anybody have any questions about anything we discussed so far? Is there anything you guys want me to discuss? Is there anything you guys are looking for in the group that you're not seeing? Or did the Facebook update for computers throw you a loop and you need some help with that? If you guys need any of that, pop it in here while I'm still on here. And if you're watching this as a repeat, pop your questions on here as well, and I still will get the notifications for them. Melinda, the new black and yellow we're getting. Yes, I do like that, and it's going to be quite popular up here in PA since we have the Steelers, the Penguins, and the Pirates, and they're all black and gold. So, where can I find the cow Graphghan? The cow that somebody else did in here was a free pattern that she found on Pinterest. If you go into Google and you search cow cross stitch bead patterns, then it should come up, and search under images. It was a cute pattern. It did have a few little broken lines in there that I would have fixed up, but it came out fantastic. So, yeah. So, people were asking about blocking, if you're going to need a big thing, if you're going to need blocking pads and pins, and we are going to do this blocking for the rectangle shawl so that it is super easy. You do not need to have pins. You do not need to have blocking boards. I will be showing you how to do it with and without. The video that I'm going to do on blocking is going to be super easy, and I probably will end up with 2 for the group. But the one method that I'm going to use, I like better, especially for people that aren't used to blocking things, because acrylic is very funny. Acrylic is one of them ones that if you are using a garment steamer or an iron or whatever, and you get too close, you will kill the stitches. Now, I know a lot of people say, oh, if you block acrylic with heat, you kill the stitches. No, there's a difference. You can block acrylics with heat at a distance, and it will relax the fibers. If you get too close, then it kills it. And the way that you can tell that it killed it is your stitches. When you do a blanket or whatever, you'll see that they pop up. They are nice and fluffy. When you block, they'll relax a little bit. If you get too close, acrylic, since it is plastic, it melts and it becomes very shiny, and the stitches lay super flat. Now, there are reasons to block acrylic that you kill it. There are patterns that actually do this. We are not doing that. So I am going to show a method that we're going to use that is not going to use a garment steamer. It's going to be super easy, and we're going to do it that way. I will also be doing one later for blocking that uses a garment steamer, and what to look for and what not to look for on your piece. And this is another reason why I tell you guys, I know you don't like to do swatches. Kim says I forgot it was Wednesday. Hi, Rosemary. I know you guys don't like to do swatches, but even if you guys just did a 10 by 10 in acrylic yarn in whatever stitch, double crochet, single crochet, TSS, whatever, or even the practice swatch that we have at the top, which is just practicing the stitches, and you wanted to block with heat, this is a good practice piece to try. Like I said, you will see when you lightly go over acrylic at a safe distance, it will relax it. You will notice if you get too close, it will become shiny, and a double crochet won't have the bump from the yarn over pull through. It will lay very flat. Erica said swatching saves so much time. Yes, it does, but people hate it. So, at the top of the group, the first post that's pinned talks about the swatch piece that we did, and that is for the Tunisian shawl that we're doing right now, the rectangle shawl. That will be up for about 8 more weeks until we finish the shawl. In the meantime, in about 3 or 4 more weeks, this swatch will be released for the triangle shawl. And that is going to be a square piece, so don't panic. It is going to be square so that you guys can learn the stitches. The only thing you won't be learning on the actual swatch is the increase. There will be a video under the thing, under our instructions, for how to do the increase when we get to the shawl. But that, you will know everything that you need to know to do the triangle shawl before you do it, except for that increase. And the increase is something that's really easy. For any of you that know crocheting, you know that if you work in a hole twice or 3 times, that's what gives you an increase. And yes, Erica reminded me. Everyone, do not forget to check out Angela's monthly challenges. Her April challenge is absolutely the cutest thing I've ever seen. The bunny and the chicks are so cute. I think that the bunny would be cute if you did a front one and a back one and put a tail on the back and a face on the front. And made a pillow out of it. So are we good with questions? No, everybody's good? And I'll say this again, we've had a lot of new members join lately. If you're watching me during the live or you're watching the repeat of a live, then don't hesitate to pop your question in here when you watch this at a later time. We still get notifications for it. And don't hesitate to ask questions in the group as well, because we are a teaching group. So it doesn't matter if you're asking a question that you think has been asked a million times. We're a teaching group. I want everybody to be comfortable here and feel like this is a big family. Don't ever think you're going to ask a question and somebody's going to say something rude in here, because that is one of the things that's in our rules. We do not tolerate drama. If you are doing a stitch wrong or you need help with something, you will get the help that you need, or I may point out something that you're doing that could help you fix what you're doing, but you will never get ridiculed or made fun of in here. We do not do drama. Not in here. There's too much going on in the outside world that this needs to be everybody's little crochet haven and everybody's little crochet family. And that's the way I like it in here, and that's the way it's going to stay. So, what else? So if anybody's got any ideas or wants to see anything or needs information on hooks or anything, don't hesitate to ask. I will be doing another hook video. I was hoping to get it done in April when I seen Erica. But everything kind of got canceled, so I'm hoping to do another one soon, and that updates our video that we have in here. I also will be getting the videos uploaded to YouTube here pretty soon. Kim said, any tips on keeping the same tension? The same tension kind of takes a little practice, which is why I like the small swatches so much, that if you do 10, 15, 20 stitches wide, then you're going to see that. It comes with practice. There's also a video in here that talks about a lifter, a rider, and a yanker. That's going to depend, too, on how your Tunisian stitches come out. The Tunisian part gets into it around 5 minutes. But it talks about the difference in how you handle your yarn. The only other thing I can say is when you cast off the first loop that's on your hook, when you're done casting off and you go to do the next row, I tighten that stitch up when I go to make the next row. And if you go into the last stitch and you tear it apart like the video that I show, it shows the V's on the side, and then if you pull the stitch apart, there's a little line in here. You want to go in between those two and make sure that you go under the last two legs of the stitch on the end. That will help you with your tension on the cast off side. If you're right-handed, that's your left side. If you're left-handed, then it's your right side. So those are the two most important things, is like when you go to cast on for the next row, tighten your yarn down when you make the first stitch or first two stitches. And then for your last stitch, if you go under those two legs, you're good. If you get a little hole, it's because you're going under the two legs, but you've gone you haven't gone between that strand. You've gone into the actual stitch like a Tunisian full stitch, and that's not what you want. Other than that, like I said, a little practice goes a long way. Erica, show me the colors in the Rosetta. The video for the golden rule is posted above. How do we know if it's too loose or too tight? Mainly you end up using a hook at least 4 sizes too big for clothing. 2 sizes bigger than what the yarn label calls for for a crochet hook. And the reason is this stitches. Single crochet with an H hook, which is what most yarns call for. You use about 2.5 inches for a single crochet. For a J hook and Tunisian, you use 2.5 inches. You get the same gauge, even though the stitch is made up a little bit differently. And as far as too loose or too tight, a lot of times if you do a small practice swatch, which is, you know, 10 stitches, 20 stitches wide, and 10 or 20 rows, and you lay it flat, you'll be able to look at it and get a better idea. If it's too loose, if you hold the piece up, if I hold this piece up to the light, then you can kind of see through it. If it's, I can see through this, but not a lot. If you can actually see through the holes clearly, then your hook is probably too big. Angela says I have 4 different color sets for it. I have the Twilight and the Midnight behind me. That way. I really like the Twilight. I'd like to get back to it, but it gets so big and it gets a little heavy, so I will start working on it once it gets chilly again. So, I will be working with these, even though they're variegated, they're not as much of a cake color as something like this. This is something that we're looking at for the triangle shawl. This is something that I'm going to be using for a blanket because it's more solid and I'm going to have stripes. Or pieces that come together. I'm kind of looking at a diamond shape, kind of like a triangle, where all the pieces come together in different colors through the center and out, and I think that would be cute. That was my idea for that. Angela says, oh, starry cake. Yes. The teal is absolutely stunning. It does not take pictures well at all. But the teal, I absolutely love, for me anyway. Debbie says, I don't know about the rest of you, but I can't wait to go yarn shopping again. Yeah, I'm still yarn shopping. Hobby is still sending yarn out, Hobbii, which is where these cakes come from. And a few other places are still shipping out. Hopefully Germany will open back up so that Ria's cakes can get sent out again shortly too. Although the new cake that came out for this month, I'm trying to decide which one I want. Okay, guys. Any more questions? Please, please, please go on to the polls when you see them. I will let you know. Like I said, one will be up tomorrow, and I'll probably do the other one next Wednesday, because after I do the live, then I'll know that you guys will know that it's up, so you guys can pop on and answer, because it's important that I get feedback, because I don't want to waste time to design something you guys don't want to do. Melinda said, hi, my name is Melinda and I'm addicted to yarn shopping. I'm not addicted to yarn shopping. I just like to have squishy things. Besides, we could be spending our money on much worse things. I think it's become more Tunisian shopping. What can I make Tunisian with this yarn? Or, oh no, a new Tunisian book. That's been me lately. The winter, I think it's winter, the 2020 interweave has a Tunisian cowl in it, and it is cable-like, and I had to buy that because I absolutely love the look of it. So I will be playing around with that this fall. I have so many irons in the fire. But I can't wait to do that one. It's really cute. It's got like cables, and it's worked on the back of one like several rows lower, and it causes it to like pucker, and it's really pretty. So now you guys will be going to Interweave and looking for it. But it's cute. What else do we have going on? I think that pretty much is it. Oh, I did have another question that somebody sent me. The big hooks. The big hooks that I use are Chiago. They're Chaiogoo. They're the biggest hooks you can get, and I like these because this metal grommet piece that holds, it's got little teeth on it, so it holds it in, so you don't have to worry about your cable coming off. My cable kind of got bent in shipping, which is fine. It's not going to break or anything. And I store it hanging, so you don't really see it. But Chiago is the one that I buy the bigger hooks from. Because of that, this little grommet thing will stay on, and it's not going to come off. Even though this has like the fish tubing, it's still, these hold up great. I can't say enough about them. They hold up fantastic. I would love to make a mosaic type pattern blanket in Tunisian. That would be cute. Gloria, have you looked into, oh, let me stand up. There is Lily Chin's 2-color Tunisian crochet in the round. That is absolutely fantastic for color changing and some stuff. There's so much information on this DVD that I still watch it over and over again, and I still have not mastered everything on it. And I've probably had this DVD for about 2 years. So, yeah. I haven't dabbled a whole lot in the mosaics and the locking mesh crochet. I don't want to say I don't get it. Like, I understand the patterns, and I can follow the written pattern. I just really haven't sat down and actually tried to do a pattern. I've designed a few. I've actually sat down and designed a few locking mesh patterns. I just don't put them too far out there because some of the designers that design that, if they find that you're designing that, they come after you with full force or kick you out of their groups. So, yeah. But, Gloria said I'll have to find that. Yes, you can either buy it as a download to watch, or you can buy it as the DVD. I actually bought the DVD because I wanted to have it so that I could watch it whenever I wanted to. Because I knew if I bought it on something that I had to log into all the time, I buy so many patterns that I would forget where I bought it and be like, oh, where did I buy that from? What place? But yeah, there's so much information in that video, Gloria, that it's jam-packed full of stuff. That mosaic blanket, not Tunisian, I just made on a different cow. I just really like the geometric shape type stuff. I do too, and that's why I said this. This is done in the round. And this is called the Bit Cow by her. And it is super exciting. I really like it. But I really like this video. I can't say enough. It was definitely worth the 20 bucks I paid for it. Kim says, I lost video. I'll have to finish watching when my internet decides to cooperate. Have a great night, Jessica. Have a good evening, Kim. Hi, Donna. What was the gal's name again? Lily Chin. I know it'll be backwards, but it's Lillychin. I like this because it teaches you a way to do this in the round that you do not have floats. And, I mean, it works for in the round. I'm assuming there can be a way to do it flat, but I haven't played around with it yet. I actually bought that video when I was looking at the Death Flake blanket that I bumped in here the other day that we were talking about. That blanket used the Death Flake, which was a free pattern on Ravelry, and she did this method using Lily Chin's color changes in the round, and it came out absolutely fantastic. And the Death Flake doesn't really look like skulls until you look up close to it. So I printed out the pattern and I have it. I just have not sat down and did Tunisian in the round yet. It's also referred to as TITR. I have played around with it, but not enough with Lily Chin's color changes to actually make something. Hi, Jennifer. Okay. Now, like I said, guys, please pay attention. There will be a poll up in the group asking what kind of yarn you guys would prefer to use for the rectangle or the shawl that we're going to be doing, the triangle shawl. You are going to need a cake that has color changes, a lot of them. Something that has color changes like this or like this. Something like this will show, but it will not show as well as what we're going to be wanting for what we're going to be making. So a one color, two color isn't going to be as pretty as the color changing yarns. There will be a square piece that's going to be the practice piece, that's going to be put up here in the next 3 weeks so that you guys can practice that. It will teach you everything you need to know about the shawl except for the increases. So when we start the shawl, that is the only thing that you're going to have a video that you're going to need to watch before you start. And it's going to show you what we're doing, and then you guys will be off to a fantastic start. Do we have any questions? Is there anything you guys want to see? Please post all of that in the comments or post it in the group, and we will get that to you. Hopefully I can get some of my filming stuff worked out so that I can work on the blanket, because it is super big and it's hard to work with it and try to hold a camera and film what I'm doing at the same time. I'm hoping to get another piece of equipment. I just have to find out exactly what I need. So I will be updating that blanket as soon as I physically can. So look into your yarns and see what kind of cake yarn you guys want to use. That will be part of the poll that we're going to put up. Again, the 2-color Tunisian crochet in the round is by Lily Chin. This is the video that we were talking about earlier. This is a fantastic investment that has so much information in it that I have not learned it all, and I've had the video for a year. For those that are new, you can invest in the 101 Easy Tunisian Stitches. The downside to this one is it does not have names. They just have pattern numbers. And the Tunisian Crochet Basic and Textured Stitches Volume 1, Colored Striped Stitches Volume 2, and there's also a Volume 3 out that I do have. It's just over there somewhere. So if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask. If there's something you guys would like to see in here in the future as a tea cowl or whatever, let me know. I know that baby blankets and scarves and shawls and, you know, there's so many things that you can choose to do. So hit me up, let me know, and we will make it happen here. So thank you guys for joining me this evening, and if you guys have any questions or need anything, don't hesitate to ask in here. I hope that you guys all have a fantastic week, and I will see you next Wednesday. Bye, guys.